and welcome back to Bikes and Laces. This week we're going to be speaking to you about some of the common running injuries and different ways that you can prevent these. Before that though, if you are new to the channel then make sure to hit the subscribe button. You can also ring the bell to be notified of upcoming video, and if you enjoy this video make sure to give it a thumbs up. Okay, so this week we are going to be talking about some of the common running injuries that you may come across. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is runner's knee. Medically, it's known as patellofemoral pain syndrome. This is where the cartilage under the kneecap can typically become inflamed and flare up, especially after long periods of sitting, doing lots of hill repeats, after particularly long runs, or if you tend to go up and down stairs quite a lot. There are some suggestions that you can start to prevent this if you shorten your stride length, also if you make sure that you land with your knees slightly bent as you run. You can also support your knee movements and tracking by strengthening the muscles around it, in particular the glutes and the quads. Okay, so the next one is Achilles tendonitis. The Achilles is the tendon that sits to the back of your leg connecting the two major calf muscles to your heel. Achilles tendonitis occurs when the tendon has been put under too much strain and starts to tighten, causing irritation. You can prevent this by strengthening your calves with moves such as heel drops and adding them into your usual strength and conditioning routine, also by doing some gentle stretching. Just make sure that when you are stretching out your calves, you don't do it too aggressively. Hamstring issues. The hamstring sits right to the back of the leg and runs right down the thigh. This helps in order to power the drive up hills, bend the knee and extend the leg out. Failing to look after your hamstrings can leave them feeling tight and make it really difficult when you try and run. Ways to prevent this can be adding bridges into your usual exercise. These can be done with your feet on the floor or your feet on a piece of furniture such as a chair or even an exercise ball. Other ways you might be able to help are with some compression tights. Plantar fasciitis. This is one that commonly pops up on the news feeds on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or wherever anybody is asking for advice on injuries. This is where the tendons and the ligaments that run between the heels and the toes can often get very small tears or flare up with inflammation, causing pain in the foot. One way to prevent this is to make sure that you're wearing the right shoes for your foot. So you might want to get this checked out at a podiatrist, maybe even with a physiotherapist, or even a running shoe shop. Whatever shoe you decide on, make sure it's comfortable for you, and it might even just be the case that you don't need new shoes as well as new insoles. Other things that can help could be finding some stretches to use on the feet, various mobility and different exercises that can help work and strengthen the ankle, the foot and all the muscles in and around it. Shin splints, medically known as tibia stress syndrome. This is an injury that most runners may have come across at some point during their running life. Shin splints is when the muscles around the tibia usually receive small tears. This can often happen if you have increased the mileage dramatically. One of the easiest ways to attempt to prevent yourself from getting shin splints is to make sure that you are only increasing your mileage at a gradual pace, usually following what's known as the 10% rule. Iliotibial pain syndrome, commonly known as the IT band syndrome, is a pain that can be felt down the outside of your thigh. The IT band runs from the hip down to the knee and can commonly become injured or inflamed if you spend a lot of time on the track, up your mileage rapidly, or if you spend a lot of time running up and down hills. Tactics to help this could include foam rolling around the pain area, not on it. Also monitoring how much time you spend on hills, and if you are doing track running, make sure to swap direction that you're going safely so that you don't injure any other people in the process. Other tips that can help this are adding in regular mobility exercises after your run, such as leg lifts or clamshells. This helps just to keep everything moving and adds in that extra bit of mobility. Stress fractures. This is the one that's most commonly seen as the biggest injury for runners and can be the most disheartening, as if you know you've got a stress fracture, you're normally out of the game for a bit longer than if you have the others. A stress fracture is an injury that comes about as constant strain being placed on the bone, can most commonly be found in the shins, heel and the foot. Ways you can start to prevent this are by monitoring just how much you are increasing your mileage, but also strengthening your bone density through your calories, various strength and conditioning, and maybe even a little bit of weighted training. But like with all exercises, don't try and hit the high end too quick, make sure you gradually increase whatever it is you're adding in. Okay, so those are a few of the common ones. Do you reckon we've missed any? Drop us a comment below. Okay, thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Whilst you're there, why don't you also go and check out this video on learning to listen to your signals, and maybe for a cyclist, go and check out one of Chris's videos all about cycling.